Smash that like button. Also, can you imagine crashing out over a female that doesn't even know who you are personally? Some of y'all need some self-reflection.
Yo, I don't know why Sean Ross Sapp is crashing out over Sasha Banks. Why is this man defending Sasha Banks? He thinks there's a difference between full creative control versus creative input. It's like, bro, it's the same thing, especially if you are a big star like a Sasha Banks. Let's talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin. He refused to wrestle Jeff Jarrett. He refused to wrestle Billy Gunn, badass Billy Gunn. Bro, that's called full creative control. Sasha Banks has like what? Maybe 5 belts, 8 belts, 7 fucking belts. Yeah, nigga, that's full creative control. She doesn't want to lose. She wants to win everything. And let's talk about the Beast Mortos. Why is this man a upper tier mid-card guy now? He went from a guy who couldn't win on Saturdays on Collision. He can't beat Darby Allin. He can't beat Hologram. And now he goes from that to main eventing shows on Dynamite. Ever since, he's been smashing Sasha Banks. And yes, she is the female Hollywood Hogan. She is. But at least Hollywood Hogan was drawing money. Now, let's talk about the difference between full creative control versus input. Let's talk about Kevin Owens on the King Cody Rhodes podcast. He said that Vince McMahon was trying to team him up with Dane Priest. KO said it wouldn't make any sense because him and Dane Priest are not friends in real life. He felt like the audience would not buy it, him and Dane Priest as good friends on TV. He felt like the audience would see right through it. So KO said, nah, I'm not doing this angle with Dane Priest. And guess what? Vince McMahon said, okay, cool. We will move on from this angle. That's called input, but not full creative control. That's not Sasha Banks here. Sasha Banks has full creative control. This female hasn't lost. That's called full creative control, nigga. Okay, let's say she returned back to World Wrestling Federation. What are the odds of that female not getting pinned on Raw and SmackDown? That's my point, nigga. That is full creative control. She doesn't want to lose. She wants to look strong. Tony Khan, man, has done everything for this female. He gave her a sexy-ass bodyguard named Camille. When it comes to a freedom standpoint, Sasha Banks looks free as fuck compared to her run in the World Wrestling Federation. It's 2 different characters. She looks like a totally different person compared to her run in the World Wrestling Federation. So, Sean Ross Sapp said, hey, I talked to 50 niggas at All Elite Fed Pro Wrestling and she doesn't have full creative control. I'm like, nigga, what does that mean? Of course, they would not tell you personally that she does. It will be swept under the rug. They will play dumb and tell you what you want to hear. That's the point. It's crazy, right? It's like, bro, I don't think you are built for this business because he's online right now challenging grown men to run that fade over this opinion about Sasha Banks having full creative control. That's insane in the membrane. So you want to run that fade with anybody who has a problem with your opinion on whether or not Sasha Banks has full creative control. That's crazy. This grown man is telling people online, hey, I will say it to your face. I'm gonna be in this area on July 31st. Say it to my face. I'm like, nigga, calm down, bro. You are a wrestling journalist. You are not a fighter. Calm the fuck down, bro. You can't fight, okay? You can't fight. Stop it. You are a wrestling journalist. Huge difference. You are not a trained fighter. Calm the fuck down. Imagine crashing out and offering to run that fade to anybody who has a problem with your opinion about Sasha Banks. That's called Mr. Simptastic. That's what that's called. You want to crash out over a female who really don't know you? Yeah, nigga, that's called becoming Mr. Simptastic. He is now a simp pansy. Okay, for example, I don't like it when people say super thick Nikita Lyons can't wrestle. Yes, it does piss me off, but I don't want to run that fade over that opinion. That's crazy. That's insane in the membrane. Say what you want, but I'm not going to run that fade over a fake pro wrestling opinion. What about Edge, Adam Copeland? That man does have full creative control, especially him. What about Dean Ambrose? There's a massive difference between Dean Ambrose versus Jon Moxley. Huge difference. He looks like John Hogan compared to Dean Ambrose in the World Wrestling Federation. For example, CM Punk. That man had full creative control. That's why him and Dean Ambrose, they clashed, because both men had full creative input in their feud. That's why they clashed. Let's be real here. Every fake pro wrestler somewhat has full creative input. Yes, every wrestler has that. But Sasha Banks has full creative control, nigga. Sean Ross Sapp needs to calm down. Do you know how many incels call me out on YouTube, online, everywhere, in comment sections? Do I put them over? Do I recognize them? Do I talk about them? Do I notice them? No, they don't exist. My job is to make content and make young moolah. Nobody else matters. Hell, I want you to talk about me because that drives in more revenue. That sends me more subs when unknown people don't know who the fuck I am. They get sent from other channels who talk about me. So yes, why stop it? Keep on doing it. I want you to talk about me. That's the point of YouTube. Why would I get pissed off if other dumbass YouTubers talk about me? That's the point. I want you to, because I love pissing people off. I'm the king, I'm the GOAT of pissing people off. I'm the king of triggering people. Yes, I am. I will get a reaction out of you because I'm a very polarizing talker. That's the point, nigga. I want you to talk about me, and you will. But overall, yes, Sasha Banks, she does have full creative control. That's in her contract. For example, Vince McMahon will never admit that Stone Cold Steve Austin, Paul Levesque, Taker, Kane, Mick Foley, Brock, he will never admit that those men had full creative control. He will never admit that. Eric Bischoff will never admit that Hollywood Hogan had full creative control. He will never admit that because that's a private topic. That's not really our business, especially if there's NDAs in contracts. For example, giving input in your match or in a feud, that's not really full creative control. But refusing to lose, yes, that is full creative control.